Check in with Jill Bellin now, hanging out at Smithbilt Hats. Jill, it is time to get geared up for the Stampede.
It is time to get geared up for the Stampede, and this is where all the celebrities come when they come to town to Smithbilt Hats to get a cowboy hat. So we're happy to be here this morning, and you know, this is the time to start shopping for a hat. You don't want to wait till the last minute. You want to get your hat properly fitted. So we're happy to spend the morning with Brian here this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Great to see you. It's our annual event.
Indeed.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the world of hats, because you can really, as you can at Stampede, you can party low or you can party high. So there's a lot of different varieties, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. So basically the different grades of hats, the more expensive your hat, the tougher it is. The harder you can party and still fix it after. So.
Right. Okay, what do the Cowboys wear?
The Cowboys wear basically what they can afford. So if they've been doing well, they'll wear the pure beaver hats because they are tougher.
Right.
And if it gets stepped on by a horse or whatever, I can fix it.
Got it. Is there a practical application to the hats that these guys pick?
Well,
or is it style-based? Let's be honest.
Mostly style-based. I mean, there's a practical application to having a hat on, but the style of it is very personal.
Okay, it's a personal thing. What do the princesses wear is my big question.
The princesses wear the pure beaver white hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they wear whatever style I make them because we sponsor them.
Yeah, and you're working on those new hats for the girls this year.
I am, yeah. It's their third set. They do a lot of dates in the year, so the white hats get dirty, so we make them a new one in time for Stampede.
Excellent. Okay, now what do we need to know when it comes to fit?
Well, basically you want to be able to do this without it coming off, so when it gets windy, it's not going to be blowing down the street.
Okay, fantastic.
But you don't want it giving you a headache, so we can custom fit them to make it work for about anybody down here.
Okay, now when we were talking a little earlier, I said, maybe the Pharrell hat thing is going to take off, and that's how they start, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's basically just a hat body. That's how they look before I start making a hat out of them. So
you have a few of those in the back.
I have a lot of those in the back.
Okay, I'm going to grab one here. I know color is a preference thing too, 7 3/4. Here we go. Now, how high can we go when it comes? That's a little big, I would say.
Yeah.
If the tumbleweed blows, it might come off and blow down the street. Now, when it comes to selecting the style and how high we can go, what's the most expensive hat?
Basically, the pure beaver hat is $950.
Okay, and how come?
Well, it's because it's made out of beaver fur, and it'll last a long, long time. And like I say, it's a lot more. It's a lot better in the elements, and just basically you can fix it when it gets wrecked.
Yeah, and we do see all
20
elements.
years.
Yeah, we do see all elements around these parts. Okay, we're going to take a tour. We're going to find out how the Smithbilt hat is made. Now, Tara, I know you're shopping for a hat.
I am.
Yeah, what color do you like?
I think I kind of want something in the tan family.
The tan family.
Yeah.
Lots of options.
I love that hat. And I think, and I think some people beg to differ, but my theory on hats is that it's kind of like shoes when you're an adult. Your feet aren't probably going to grow or shrink, nor is my head. Therefore, having 5 or 6 hats is not a big deal.
Well, then I need your expertise, Tara, having 5 or 6 hats in your wardrobe. And I know you're adding another one, but I'm picking a color here this morning. We're going to talk about shaping. What do you think? We've got the dark gray, we've got this beautiful light pewter, and then, of course, the classic chocolate brown. What do you think?
I think I would go with the gray. I think the gray is less common. It's kind of unusual, and it's really neat.
This dark gray?
Yeah.
Or the middle gray?
No, the dark gray.
The dark gray?
Yeah, you just don't see that very often.
Okay. Decision made.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your input. We've also done a survey on social media. You voted for the brown. You like the classic brown.
I do.
Okay, what about the gray? You've got the gray on.
I like the gray as well.
What's popular?
It's easy to keep clean. They all are. This is really popular.
Okay.
Because it's easy to keep clean. Mostly it's the color of dirt, so it's really easy to keep clean.
The color of dirt. I love the logic. Okay, we're gonna go gray, Brian. Game time decision. We're going for the gray. So what happens
measure
first
your
here?
head just to make sure we got the right size.
Okay.
And it's saying we do.
Do I have a large head?
No, it's not that big. So try that on.
Okay.
Now most people's head's a little bit crooked, so I like to shape them this way so I can get it lined up with your...
So what are you looking for right now?
Just your nose, basically.
Okay.
Okay.
Got to be centered.
There we go, and now I'll just shape it.
Okay, and how do you shape these hats?
Well, everybody, I want to get a flattering shape for you.
Okay.
You have a narrow face, so...
These are custom done. Now, I know you work with a lot of celebrities, too, a lot of the celebrities who come to town. So who are some of the famous people who have Smithbilt hats in their wardrobe?
Clint Eastwood, Kevin Costner, Robert Duvall.
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
And you're also working with the cast of Hell on Wheels.
Yes, we do a lot of hats with them. And they do enough fight scenes in the mud that we replace them a lot, too.
Yeah, I bet. Now, also, of course, royalty has been through as well. When Will and Kate were here, you outfitted them.
Yes, we did. They didn't actually come in because we'd had to do a whole security check, but I talked to a lot of their handlers about what size they were.
Yeah, I bet. What size is Kate Middleton? Do you remember?
718, same as you.
All right.
There you go.
The size of royalty. That makes a girl happy. Okay, now this is amping up for you right now, right? You're busy right now. You're into the heat of Stampede. Do you sell way more hats during Stampede season than you do year-round?
Yes, we do. We do probably 60–70% of our business in 2 months.
Okay, fantastic. And you're opening a couple new locations too?
Yes, we have one in the Ranchmans this year. We're gonna sell some hats in the bar.
Yeah, all right. Sounds good. So that's pretty fast. And these are all hand-shaped, all the hats?
All the fur hats.
Got
Try
it.
that. We'll see how we did.
Oh yeah, that's a good color. What do you think, Tara?
I love it. I love it. See, but now I can't get that. I'm gonna have to find one for me.
I've got a color for you.
Okay.
It's a new color.
Okay.
We are at Smithbilt Hats this morning getting ready for the Calgary Stampede, the greatest outdoor show on earth. This is the time to be getting into a new hat. And check this out. You might recognize this from Pharrell, who was representing the Buffalo Gals. There it is. Now this hat's a little bit different, Brian, because it has more depth. So what's the difference between this hat and a typical hat?
It's just got a 7-inch crown.
A 7-inch crown.
Typically it's 5.5 or 5 3/4-inch crown. The one you have on was a 5.5-inch crown. That's 7, so you can really get some height out of it.
Have you had any people requesting the Pharrell hat?
Not the Pharrell hat, but some tall crowns. Guy Wiedeck had a really tall crown, so what they did is he wore what you call a mule kick, so it was just like that. And that's what Guy Wiedeck wore right there.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. A mule kick? That's a thing?
That's what you call that crease, is a mule kick.
I think Pharrell had more than one mule kick in his hat.
He got run over by the Stampede.
He sure did. It's fashion. Okay, so we're going to be blocking out a princess hat. So you're making new hats for the girls this year. And how do we block this out?
Well, the material has a stiffening agent in it, so it's quite hard. So what I want to do is I want to warm it up.
Yeah.
I've got these wood blocks here. Because it's white, I'm going to cover that with a bag just to keep the inside
nice and clean. Okay, now how...
So that steam is about 180 degrees coming out of there, so it'll soften that material right up.
Okay, and then make it a little easier to work with.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, how old are these machines?
This is Civil War era, this one, so 150 years old or more. I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. Aren't you burning your hands right now?
You get used to it.
You've done it once or twice.
Yeah.
Okay, and you also have other blocking machines that have been here since 1919, as long as Smithbilt has been here in our fine province.
That's
so
right.
when you're blocking it out, what exactly is happening?
Well, I have a brass ring in here that's the size I want the hat to be.
Okay.
And this wood block matches up with that size.
Stretch it out.
Stretch it out. And we're going to push this block into it.
Just like that. Okay,
Yeah.
there are many steps before it comes to completing the hat, but I do want to show before the segment is over, I'm just going to grab this hat. You've selected a color for our Tara Sloan. What is this color called?
That's called dun, just like a dun horse.
Okay, just like the horse. I know, Tara, you're looking for a tan-colored hat. How do you like the dun?
I love it. I do not have one that color, and I am excited.
You gonna text her your head size?
I do.
Yeah. Do you know it? I don't know my
I
head
think 7
size.
3/4.
There you go.
She's got a Barbarella silver swimsuit
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Picking things up here live at Smithbilt Hats, and we're finishing off the princess hat. So we've got to put some pressure on here, Brian. Now, this is my job. So we're going up to 30 pounds of pressure. Why 30 pounds?
That just is a good number. We don't want it. Whoa. Okay. Off. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
We don't want to blow the water bag in there.
No, we
That's
don't.
perfect. So we leave it for just a second. Now you can push this one ahead.
This way?
Yeah, all the way.
Release the pressure?
Yeah, let the pressure off.
Okay.
Now we'll take the hat out of there and see how we did.
Okay. The moment of truth. Let's see what it looks like. Perfect. I would say we make a good team.
We do.
Okay, now what's next? You custom make these for everybody, so you're going to trim this up?
I'm going to trim the brim. So I've got this set at 4. This is another old machine.
Okay, fantastic. Now let's talk a little bit about care, because a lot of people will end up with misshapen hats by the end of Stampede, let's be honest. So how do we want to take care of our hats?
Well, when you're not wearing it, if you get it rained on, the best place for it to dry is on your head.
Okay.
But if you're taking it off, always set it upside down like this.
Okay, and that's
and
because?
the old legend is that way your luck won't run out. But mostly, if you leave it sitting like this, especially in a hot car, that's going to curl up in the back. The bunkhouse roll, they call that. So you don't want that. Unless you're a bareback rider.
Oh, is that how they wear them?
Well, they get smashed all the time.
Yeah,
so
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Learning new vocabulary here this morning. I think the mule kick was my favorite. So this is fit for a princess. This is all done now?
Well, we take it in and we sew the inside sweatband in and then put an outside band on it and shape it the way we want it.
Okay.
Then we're good to go.
Fantastic. Time for business, the Calgary Stampede just around the corner. Where can people find you?
We're at 1103 12th Street in Inglewood.
Okay, and Smithbilt Hat's also available
at the Ranchman's this year, yes.
All right, that is good news. Thank you so much, sir. This looks fantastic. I'm loving my new gray hat. Tara, you've got one in the mix as well. So who's ready for Stampede, guys?
I'm ready.